Ladies and gentlemen, it is the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy aligned with the like-minded, Tony Tone Deaf rockin' with you. I want to welcome one and all to the Clown World Review. How is everybody doing tonight or today? Happy weekend. It's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness opening weekend, and, you know, I have a lot of thoughts on this movie, probably controversial thoughts, and when I say I have a lot of thoughts on this movie, not as in a review, because if you follow me either here on the Clown World Review or over on E. Tepakuian's Place to Be Reviews, over on Vinny Tardamella's channel, or even the Red Gaze, or many other channels that I'm on, Stephen Walton, you can call me a name dropper if you want. I've kind of gone on a campaign for the last couple of weeks talking about not going to see Doctor Strange 2 and how none of us really should, because if you're listening to this video, chances are you're kind of in the same train as me. You're a little fed up with Disney's bullshit, the constant agenda, the constant attempts to indoctrinate children. It's really sick. It's sick. And I think one reason we're in this train is because we all used to be Disney fans to a certain extent, or fans of properties that they own. They meant a lot to us. They were there for us during hard times. We grew up with them, and yeah, to see it all kind of go to shit, it hurts, and you care, and you have passion for these things, so you want to fight for them, and there are just those out there that are willing to accept it. They're willing to accept the mediocre. They're willing to accept bad reboots. And this video isn't really directed towards them, because you know what? There's nothing wrong with that, I guess, other than you should go create your own mediocre properties, but that's all terrain that's been covered. What I want to talk about today are those that, and you know, this goes for YouTubers, it also goes for people that just listen to the videos or post their opinion on social media. I mean, so many people I know who have a problem with what Disney does, they're at the movies right now, or maybe they went for the early screening last night, Thursday night. I'm recording this Friday evening, by the way. This might not drop till Saturday morning. The campaign I've been on, I've been asking people, you know, and I'm not one to boycott, but don't go see this movie, because I think they're trying to play off the momentum of No Way Home, and I'm going to be honest, I believe the only reason No Way Home did so well was because of Tobey Maguire. Not that it wouldn't have made some money. Spider-Man is a very popular brand, but everyone wanted to see Tobey. They wanted to see their Spider-Man. Going back to franchises that we grew up with, or franchises that were there for us, franchises that we do hold a lot of nostalgia and love for, Tobey Maguire definitely fits in that category. But we kind of know what's coming next in the MCU with the Marvels, with that horrendous Thor Love and Thunder trailer. I mean, they've decided to go down the agenda route. And I'm not even going to say woke, because you know what? Even that word's a little overused these days. And I won't call something woke just because, you know, there's a female protagonist, or maybe they make a small point, but I mean, Disney, they are going woke. Marvel, they're definitely going woke. And they don't have your best interest in mind, or your children's best interest in mind. They want to teach your children and instill in your children certain values that are antithetical towards liberty and towards what we consider, at least in this country, being a good person. A lot of selfishness, a lot of greed and pride, and things that are okay to have sometimes, but you know, sometimes you gotta be greedy, but you don't want to be a greedy person. You know, you don't want that to define you. So my thing is, I released a video about a year ago, why the Phantom Menace continues to lose to Lucasfilm, and I don't even want to put labels on it. I don't consider myself Phantom Menace. I guess nobody does these days, including the founding fathers of it, but I said in that video that we need to stop throwing ourselves at the mercy of tyrants, and that's what I'm seeing this weekend. And you might say, well, Tone Deaf, mind your own fucking business, and you're probably right, but Disney's in a bad way right now. They lost, I think, $41 million in shareholder value recently. They decided to get political and go after Florida and the will of the Florida voters, and ended up losing their tax-free status in Florida and their right to self-governance. They were once exempt from paying taxes and they could govern their own land, and Ron DeSantis has taken that away from them because they decided, you know what, we're going to step out of our realm of entertainment and get political. And look, they've been political for a while, but they've been intertwining it in their entertainment. This time they stepped out onto the political stage and kind of got a mollywop, and they deserved it. Not to mention, you have the whole lockdowns that were going on for like a year or two. They haven't made great money on their investments. They were expecting Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, to be the centerpiece of the MCU after Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. left. That obviously wasn't the case. They also were expecting big things from the Eternals, maybe even hoping to have, what's better than having the Avengers? Having two teams like that. Having the Avengers, having the Eternals. Not so much. That movie didn't do too well either. Same with Shang-Chi, and they can make excuses. Oh, well, it did good for the pandemic, but I don't believe that. They were making $1 billion, $2 billion a movie, and, well, those movies kind of made about a fourth of that, maybe a third of that. They really didn't do well. You also throw that on top of them starting this Disney Plus streaming service, and there's always an adjustment there. Disney's in a bad way, and if there was a time to let your voice be heard, it's right now with Doctor Strange. Not going to see that because, it kind of looks good. But it's just the carrot they're dangling in front of your face. It's every now and then they gotta give you roses and say, I'm sorry, baby, it won't ever happen again. Right before they go out, get drunk, and start beating on you again. And, to continue with the relationship analogies, what a lot of these YouTubers do, they live in the problem. They sit in front of a camera, they say words, they identify the problem, which is a good thing. We need people speaking out, definitely. That's invaluable. But then they live in the problem, and they profit off the problem, and they never try to live in the solution. They never think of positive. Now, I won't say everyone, obviously. You have people like Eric July out there, not just standing by his word, not seeing these movies in the theaters or even at home. He didn't even see Spider-Man No Way Home. He's sticking by his values. But also, he's creating his own comic book company. I mentioned Vinny Tartamella earlier. Red Gaze. You've got Chris Fisk. 3 incredible artists who are creating their own universes. And Vinny, he's the fulfillment king. He has a few different ongoing projects happening right now. And it's incredible. And then he has one-offs too. I highly suggest Through the Woods. I guess the point of this video is you have certain YouTubers. They make a lot of money off of these issues right now in our society, but they never throw any solutions out there. And then they're the ones heading to the theater this weekend to see a movie they know they're not going to like, to hand Disney money. And you might think, well, it's just one ticket, or maybe I bought a ticket to something else and went in the theater. But, I mean, that's too much to give them. Like, your interest shouldn't be on this. And if your excuse is, well, I'm watching Doctor Strange for my YouTube channel, well, you're not helping nobody. It's like, to continue with the relationship analogies, I had a fling with this girl, and she was telling me at one time that she wanted to punish her ex-boyfriend, who was a total dick. They were only together a couple weeks, so to punish him, she invited him over, slept with him, and then told him the sex was bad and he needed to leave. And she's telling me that with pride, like she did something productive, and it's like literally all he wanted was pussy from you, and you gave it to him. So, he's got what he wants. He doesn't care if you go and talk about how bad it is now. He got what he wanted. And it's the same thing with these YouTubers and Disney. You make a living talking shit about this company, and again, identifying a problem, but then you're first in line in the theaters every week. This doesn't come from nowhere. I've been seeing it happening for years now, and I guess it just gets kind of old. We need to step out of that circle. We need to evolve to the next level. We need to stop living in the problem and start living in the solutions. If you know Doctor Who is going to be ass, what are you still watching it for? What are you still giving it the support? The stupid rock from Star Wars is actually a really good example. That little rock co-pilot, whatever the hell its name is, I wouldn't have even known about that. But a bunch of YouTubers kept bringing it up and making videos. And, at a certain point, you're the support system for Lucasfilm. You're the support system for Disney. You're amplifying their message. Even though it's not intentional, that's what you're doing. Your fans see you going to see these movies, and then they go see it, even if they're biting off their nose to spite their face, even if they weren't going to see it originally. There's the subconscious, well, if this person can see it, I'm going to go see it. I'm a little bored. And, I'm just saying, especially the YouTubers with platforms, with great power comes great responsibility. Maybe on the next movie, maybe on Thor Love and Thunder, or whatever the fuck Marvel's releasing next, whatever Disney's releasing next. Obi-Wan, the series, right? Maybe skip it. You won't, but maybe skip it. Maybe help start some momentum. Maybe start a tidal wave going the other way. Show these people that we don't need them. Be strong. Have some integrity. And that's basically what I gotta say. I mean, we don't need this company. And Doctor Strange 2 was the ample time to give these people a good 1-2 combo, and instead, I'm seeing so many people who were complaining about this company 4 fucking years ago, going to support them tonight, going to support them last night, and it makes me fucking sick.